Chris, congratulations. 3-1 win then in the opening round. You must be delighted with how you've played.
Yeah, it's obviously great to get the win. I come into this game knowing what I needed to do. People had him wrote off, and I just took him as another dart player. You know, he deserves to be here. He's done something right, and yeah, he put up a great fight there. He missed some early doubles and that punished, and yeah, credit where it's due. He put up a good fight.
Well, how do you assess your own performance there? Obviously, great power scoring, but sometimes a bit slack on the outer ring, wasn't it?
That's just me all over. Yeah, I didn't feel great last night, and this morning had some kind of sickness bug, and I just come up here and try to do my best, try to play my game. And as the harder I tried, the worse I got, and I just didn't want to be up there the last 2 sets, and it showed in the end. But yeah, I got the job done, and I can go home, recover for a few days, and hopefully bring my best.
And with that being said, your record at Ali Pali, especially over the last few years, is pretty good. It must be a place you relish coming back to.
Yeah, if you can't get yourself up for the biggest tournament of all, you shouldn't be in it. You shouldn't be playing darts. It's what everybody dreams of. You know, you want to be world champion. You want to be here playing. And my motto, I've always said, this is the one, and you've got to be in it. If you're not in over the Christmas, it ruins Christmas. And yeah, that's kind of the way I go into this tournament. And yeah, it's the biggest one of all. You want to win that big one.
Well, of course, to make it past Christmas, Andrew Gilding up next. What do you make of that as a matchup?
Yeah, he's different to the rest of them. He's a fantastic player. Like another one that people have written off and they kind of underestimate how good of a player he is. He's a major winner, so yeah, I'm gonna have to beat my best, because not only he's got his own style, he's a very, very good dart player, and yeah, I'm gonna respect that, and hopefully I can bring my best for that one. Cheers.
Chris, congratulations. You touched on that, obviously getting a sickness bug 24 hours before your World Championship. What goes through your mind at that point? Is it like, why me, and this could ruin the whole year and stuff like that?
Yeah, it picks its days, you know. You could have had it last week, but now literally the morning of one of the biggest games in my career to date, you know, because every game here is massive, and coming in at round 1, it's different to the last few years, so it's harder for us. But yeah, I kind of didn't want to get out of bed this morning, but yeah, had to force yourself here, and like I said, I've done the best I could, and hopefully I can be better in the next round.
Well, you touched on obviously coming here in round 1. Is that a different kind of pressure? Because in previous years it was win one game, enjoy Christmas. Does it have a completely different dynamic now because of the format change?
Yeah, of course, but I go into every game the same, you know. Round 1, round 2, you've got to prepare the right way, and if you don't, you're going to be going home. So yeah, prepared right. I practiced well, and yeah, it just didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen today, but a win's all that matters.
Is that a relief though? Because we see sometimes when a seed or a fancied player doesn't produce their best, that they get beat. You've not produced your best and got through. Like, say, champions find a way to win. So is that a relief that you've done that? Yes,
it is a relief. You know, obviously getting that win, it's a relief. But everybody, I said before, everybody had him written off, and I know how good of a player he is. Obviously, he's won big things over in China. He's done well enough to get here. You know, he should be respected, and I give everybody the respect who qualifies for this. And yeah, it just didn't happen for him. He missed a few early doubles. I could have quite easily been 2-0 down there, but I took my chances early doors, and that got me into the lead. And yeah, I could have slapped him. We're going for that blind 180. You know, it annoyed us a little bit, and I wanted to try that a little bit harder. But hey, it is what it is.
Cheers, Doug.
Cheers, man.
Chris, congratulations. You spoke about taking every game the same, but you also mentioned the fact Andrew Gilding, major champion, playing really well. Do you, in some cases, have to play the player rather than the game?
Yeah, the likes of Andrew, you can never play the player, you know. It kind of puts you off your game if you play the player. You've just got to play your own game. He's got his own unique style. It's different to the rest of them, and you've got to respect that. And yeah, I'll just be preparing, maybe take that extra 2-3 seconds before I get to the hockey. But yeah, you can never take anybody different.
In terms of your year, again, on the TV stages, you made the quarter final in Minehead, but before that, it wasn't really the deep runs that we know you're capable of. Second year in a row now, you kind of got bailed out at the World Championships last year. Do you feel like when you're here, you almost relax and think, I'm going to perform on this stage and it's going to kind of save my year.
Yeah, it's not a bad one to bail you out, is it? But no, I've played some good stuff on the European tour. I've played some really good stuff and just not been on the winning end. And yeah, it's a hard one to take, but when you're playing well, you shouldn't get yourself down. I've got the belief that it will turn. A couple of the majors, I think the Grand Prix where I lost to Cami, I didn't play well. But in the other ones, Grand Slam, I had a good Grand Slam campaign. Shocking end, last leg against Mike Smith. But yeah, you kind of put that behind you and I reached the quarters in the very next major. So yeah, I'm not one to dwell on things nowadays. You know, you've just got to move on and there's better things ahead. And this is where I shine and I'm hoping to go and get myself better back home and bring my A game for the next one because, like I said, he's a dangerous player.
So that belief and confidence, do you find that's arguably more important than setting a target, for example, bare minimum semi-final here, looking to get back in the Premier League, that sort of thing? Is that more important to you, that?
Yeah, of course, and that's where you want to be. You want to be in the Premier League, you want to do well in here, but most of all, I want to be world champion. I don't just want to be here and get the semi-finals, quarter-finals. You know, I've done that now. It's the next step, and you want to be that world champion. It's not about the £1 million. It's nice to have the £1 million, but it's not a... That's Pikey's phone, that, and because it's a horrible song, that. But no, it's you want to be world champion, and hey, I'm still in the competition, and I'm only a few games away. Cheers, man.
Chris, well done on that win. You got Andrew Gilden next, and when we asked him what he would do with £1 million, he said he'll buy the bungalow of his next door neighbours, but he's not told him that yet. What does Chris Dobey do with £1 million?
I'll buy it for him. No, you know, you sort your family out first, maybe have a few nice holidays. Yeah, just, it's all for the family. It's not for me, you know. I've got many more turns at this, you know. If I can win it, I can win it again. So, yeah, that's my motto. It's more about the family, securing the family, securing your home, and yeah, it'll be nice.
You told Scott that you don't let things dwell anymore. When did that mindset change? I remember 2 years ago against Rob Cross, you were 4-0 up in that quarter-finals and lost it. Was that almost a turning point? Because then you bounced back a year later and made the Final Four. How tough was that period?
Yeah, I think to be honest, it was the game before that. I was 8-2 up in the match play against Rob, and I went home, worked on it, and done well the very next competition. And yeah, defeats like that hurt, but you've literally got to get them out of your mind as soon as possible because, like I say, January comes, there's another, it's the start of the next year, the start of a new, fresh season, and you can't be dwelling things because you'll just drop down the rankings. And I think it made me, losing games like that made me a stronger and a better player, and hey, I'm thankful for it.
Thank you, Chris. Well done today.
Cheers.
Congratulations, Chris. What was preparation like ahead of the Worlds, bar the stomach bug? You've had exhibitions, and I assume that you've been practicing with other players. Is that perfect preparation going into this for you?
Yeah, and you've got to keep on top of it. If you're doing exhibitions, you're playing in the exhibitions with the best players, you know, and it's great match practice leading up to this. But yesterday, I went to the local place in London with Alan Suter. I had a good few hours practice with him, and yeah, it was good. You've just got to keep sharp, and yeah, it's just disappointing on the day of my game. Didn't feel too great and didn't perform to my best, but like I say, I'm still in the competition, and there's more to show, so fingers crossed.
And is it difficult to play kind of unknown quantities like Xiaochen? And you know, with his pedigree in the Chinese Premier League and things like that, not a lot of people will know who he is. Is it something that you deal with on the day, or you just play the board, or?
No, you just play your game. You can't think of the player. You can't think of anything like that. You know, he deserves his credit. You know, he's here on merit. He's won things over there to get him here, and you've got to respect that. So yeah, all that matters is I'm in the next round, and I got the job done, and I'm going to give him all the credit he deserves, you know, because he put up a good fight there and he played well. And after a semi-final last year, do you allow yourself to dream that those 2 steps further to lift the Sid Waddell Trophy? Yeah, of course, and if I didn't believe I could win it, I wouldn't be sat here talking to you. I think you only need to play well when it matters, and the last few legs today, that's when it mattered. I could have been 2-0 down easy, but he missed and I punished. And Yeah, I thoroughly believe that I can go on to win it, whether it's this year or next year. I will win it one day, and my focus is on the next man, Andrew Gilden. You can't look past the next game, and I'll be prepared and ready for him.
Thanks, Chris.
Cheers.
Hey Chris, congratulations on the win. Was there ever a point this morning where you felt ill enough that you were considering pulling out?
You can never pull out of the biggest tournament. Honestly, I could be really, really poorly and still get up on that stage and try my best, you know. You don't want to let anybody down, whether it's your family, your friends, your fans, or anybody in this room, you know. You want to go up there, and I'm just gutted not to perform at my standard, but I've done enough to get through it today, which is more than enough.
And in terms of a win today, it's given you some bit of comfort after a tough weekend for being a Newcastle fan, hasn't it?
You had to bring that up, didn't you? Yeah, it wasn't. It's not great. Yeah, it was a poor performance. My performance up there was a tad better than that, but no, it wasn't great.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.